Hello everyone and welcome. I hope you guys are doing well and having a beautiful autumn season so far. Today I am really excited to share 2 coffee drink ideas with you guys for this season. We're going to be making pumpkin spice frappuccino, which is really great to kick the season off with, especially if you live in a high temperature climate like I do, and fall tend to take a little longer to come than anyone else. And also I'm going to share with you guys my favorite Cinderella latte, which tastes just as magical as it sounds. It's very cozy and tasty. And just like a side note, all the recipe with the exact measurements and ingredients will be in the description box below, so don't you feel like you need to take notes as we go along. As you can tell, I am really excited to get this video started, so let's jump right into the first recipe. So we are starting with the pumpkin spice frappuccino, and for this recipe we're going to make actually the pumpkin spice sauce first, and we're also going to make frappuccino paste. For the sauce, basically I'm going to start by making like a simple syrup. So we need a little bit of water, and I'm going to add a little bit of sugar, basically equal parts, and we're going to take this to the stove and just stir on medium heat until all the sugar is dissolved. Now all the sugar is dissolved. You know it's done when the cloudiness goes away and the syrup becomes very clear. So now I'm going to add my pumpkin puree. This is 100% pumpkin puree, and I'm also going to add some condensed milk, and I'm using pumpkin pie spice. We're going to add a half teaspoon of that, and I'm also going to add like a dash of salt. Now I'm just going to stir for a minute or two, bring it up to a simmer, and then we're going to remove it from the heat and let the pumpkin sauce just cool down completely before we start making our drink. Alright guys, so while my pumpkin spice sauce cooled down here to the side, I'm going to work on my frappuccino base. This is very simple and easy, yet it is very important to make a perfect frappuccino at home. This is basically the key ingredient that transforms any like slushy ice drink into creamy smooth one. And basically we only need 4 ingredients. I'm going to start by making like a simple syrup. So I'm going to start by adding some sugar and water. Now I'm going to put it on medium heat and bring it up to a low simmer, and just make sure all the sugar is completely dissolved, and then we're just going to turn the heat off and let it cool down completely. Alright, so now I'm going to wait for my simple syrup to cool down, and then this time I'm going to transfer my pumpkin spice sauce into this airtight container. This is really nice because now I have a nice batch. I can store it in the fridge and enjoy it for the rest of the week. And now that my simple syrup is cooled down, we can finish up our frappuccino base. So I'm going to add it to my blender. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And lastly, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of this xanthan gum. This is really the secret ingredient that is in every Starbucks frappuccino. It is common food additive that is used to thicken and prevents ingredients from separating. So I don't recommend you skip on it. And now we're just going to blend that for 10-15 seconds. For coffee, I'm going to use my Breville to pull out double shot of espresso. This is really not necessary. You can use any type of coffee you like. You can even use cold brew if that's what you like. But I'm going to pull out double shot of espresso, and I'm going to allow it to cool down. Like for frappuccino, like I said, everything has to be super cold. Now our final and last step before we start assembling our frappuccino, I'm going to whip some homemade vanilla whipped cream. You can definitely use the store-bought one, but today feeling a little special and I have some heavy whipping cream on hand. So now I'm just going to add about 1 cup of that, and I'm going to add like 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar and some vanilla extract. Now we're ready to make our frappuccino finally. So I'm going to start by adding my ingredients right into my blender. Milk, coffee, 2 tablespoons of this pumpkin spice sauce, some of our frappuccino base. Put the lid on, and I'm just going to blend it for like 10-15 seconds. It doesn't really need much to become a creamy since we added that xanthan gum. So literally just 10 seconds and it's ready. Alright, now we're ready to assemble our cup. So I'm going to pour in my coffee and frappuccino mixture, and you can garnish it with our homemade whipped cream, and I like to sprinkle some more pumpkin pie spice on top. This is so yummy. It is very delicious, perfect for those hot days when you still want the fall flavors. This will definitely put you in the autumn spirit, no matter what the weather looking like outside. It is very delicious and cozy, yet it is cold and just refreshing. And I highly recommend you don't skip on the frappuccino base that we made. This is really the secret ingredient that it is what makes Starbucks Frappuccinos so good and smooth and rich and creamy, like melted milkshake. It is the secret ingredients that it is in all of the Starbucks Frappuccino, and no Frappuccino is made without it. So I highly recommend you take the extra step and you make it, but this is very delicious. Next, we're making the Cinderella latte. This is like a genius barista creation. Basically, it is a sweet combination of the Starbucks iconic pumpkin spice latte and white chocolate. Just spoiler alert, this is very tasty. It is more like a dessert than it is a drink, so just be aware. It is very rich and full of flavor, and it's all gonna happen in this saucepan. I'm going to start by adding my milk, heavy cream, pumpkin puree, and I have like half a cup of white chocolate, and I'm going to add half a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. Now if you don't have that, you can just use a combination of cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, ginger, and clove. I'm also going to add just a dash of this turmeric. This is going to give us this pretty orange color, and you're really not going to be able to taste it. And now on low heat, we're just going to warm up our milk until all the chocolate has melted. While this is happening, I'm going to brew myself a double shot of espresso. Time to assemble our latte, so I'm going to pour in my pumpkin mixture into my cup, adding my double shot of espresso. To garnish it, I'm going to use some of my homemade vanilla whipped cream. You can use the store-bought one, whatever you like. I like to drizzle some cinnamon on top as well. You can also add a piece of white chocolate. This is very delicious. Very creamy. The creaminess of the white chocolate and the pumpkin puree with the seasoning that we added, it is just heaven. This is seriously a great latte for the fall season. It gives you all the warm and cozy feelings of the fall. It is just This is seriously so delicious. You can enjoy it on your cool evening walk, or just curling up on the couch next to the fireplace on the first rain day of the season. It is such a comforting drink to have, really. There you have it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I want to hear from you now. What do you think of these homemade fall coffees? I think they are perfect, honestly, to make for the weekend and share with friends and family. It is just a great way to welcome in the cold weather. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please thumbs it up and consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!